So here we have the BMW 428 convertible on a 14 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls from there. From the outside, you can see it's a two-door car with alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of it from there. As we approach the back of the car, you can see we have reversing sensors. Plenty of boot space as well. This is currently with the roof up. To put the roof down, you pull this into place. The roof will sit above this section and your boot space is this bit underneath there. Now with the roof down, we're going to make our way back round to the front of the car and then we'll hop in and run through some controls. But now that we've done a full circle of it, you can see it's in excellent condition the whole way round. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's what we're seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. We've got electric adjustable seat there, as you can see, full leather interior and plenty to run through on the dashboard. So let's hop in and we'll do that right now. Okay, now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials. On the far left-hand side, we have the fuel gauge, then the speedometer, the rev counter, and the coolant temperature gauge. In the middle, you can see the total miles of the car, which is 71,445. And above that, we have a trip computer. You can change the information displayed there by pressing a button on the end of the indicator stalk for various bits of trip computer information, or you can have that digital readout for the speedometer displayed that you can see just there. If we back out to the steering wheel, on the left-hand side, we have cruise control and speed limiter. On the right-hand side, we have stereo and phone controls. And behind the steering wheel, we have the minus and plus paddle. That is so that you can change gear manually with this automatic gearbox. Over in the center, we have the main BMW professional nav screen, which obviously includes satellite navigation, extra wide screen, as you can see. All the movement that I'm making up on that screen is all being done using the iDrive system, which is essentially this dial. There are buttons that surround it that will access things like satellite navigation or your phone directly. We're on the main menu at the moment, so turning the dial, we can go up to multimedia, for example, where you can listen to your own music. We have Bluetooth audio, auxiliary input. We have a CD player that you can see just there as well. If you want to listen to the radio, you can do, which is highlighted just there. This particular car has got a few ways of listening to it, FM, AM and DAB, as you can see. Again, all the movement that you see me making up here is all being done using that dial. And that is where you would pair your phone, and then we have the navigation beneath that. If I pop the car into reverse, you'll see we also have a full color reversing camera with guidelines that show you what direction the car is headed in relation to the image being shown on the screen. Working our way down, we have the CD player, the main volume for the stereo just there. We then have dual zone climate control, so you can adjust the passenger temperature, the driver temperature. You can increase and decrease the fan speed. You can determine where you'd like the air to be distributed once it enters the car, and you can do that independently for driver and passenger again. When you're happy with those settings, you can turn the air conditioning off in this case, or back on again, or hit auto. When you do that, the car will take control of the direction of the air and the fan speed to maintain those two temperatures for you. Press auto again, you'll go back to the previous setting that you had it on. This car, which is particularly handy for convertible, also has heated driver and passenger seats, both with 3 different heat settings on each. Beneath that, we have a storage section just here, which includes a 12-volt charging socket. We have the gear lever for the fully automatic gearbox. To the right-hand side of that, we can turn off the traction control. We can turn the parking sensors on and off. And this button changes the driving setup of the car. So you're able to put the car into Sport, Sport Plus, or you can go down to Comfort, which is your everyday driving, and then Eco Pro. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the roof operation. So you can see just here we have a button for the roof. Just briefly, I'll explain these buttons as well. These will blow hot air onto your neck for both driver and passenger. Particularly handy, of course, when the roof is down. So to open the roof up, just pull this button back and then just keep your finger on the button. The windows will all go down, as you've just seen. The roof will fold away into that section of the boot that I showed you a moment ago. So you just need to make sure you have that cover closed, the one I showed you. That will fold away and then the boot lid itself will close down, and that is the roof done. If you keep your finger on the button, the windows will all automatically come back up as well, should you wish to do that. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car for yourself and have a test drive, please feel free to give us a call here at Glenbourne's. we'd love to hear from you soon.